Hi, welcome to 10 times. In this particular video, we will be discussing how to add and enrich details under the content section of any of your events. Now, the first thing that you need to do is log in onto your dashboard and go on to the event that you wish to enrich or add details to. Onto the right hand side of that event, if you see, you would be able to see the percentage of that event. This percentage should be at least 90% and above for any of your marketing events. Now, if we go on to the dashboard of that particular event and move on to the left hand side, we would be able to see the name of the event, the type of the event, if it's virtual or physical, along with the dates and the status. If the event is yet not published on 10 times website, you can click onto this button of publish and our QC team will check if all the details are right and then publish the event on 10 times website. If not published, you would receive an email regarding the same, and then you can correct the details and click onto the publish button again. Now, if we move ahead, we will be able to see the strength of the event. The strength of the event, as I mentioned, should be 90% and above for any of your marketing events. As you know, the more information you give about your event, the more footfall you would be able to attract with the information. Now, if we go ahead, we would be able to see the content section. Now, onto the content section, you would be able to see the different options here. We would be going through each and every option and the content that needs to be enriched in each. Now, the first is event overview. In event overview, you would be able to see that you need to enter the event name. The event name should not consider or be added with any numericals. Now, numericals can be years, numbers, or number of edition, etc. It should be just the name of the event. If we go ahead, you would be able to see the event format that you can choose from the drop down. It can be trade shows, conference, workshop, or meetups. Then we have organized by the organizing company name. Then you have the event description. The event description can be 1000 words maximum. You can write minimum 250 words in the same. Event description should include all the description about the event, the kind of audience, the kind of people, the market, etc., that you're targeting for your event. If we go ahead, you need to choose the start date and end date of the event, the frequency, if it's going to occur one time or more than one time in a year. Then we have timings. If you have any timings for your event, you can mention the same. You can choose general, business, or public timings. If you have any future dates for the event when it's going to be rehosted, you can also add the same. Then ahead we go, we have virtual mode. Now, virtual mode can be in only two kinds. One is hybrid kind of an event or a virtual event. For a virtual event, you can just turn on the toggle button, add the joining link. Now, the joining link, for example, you're hosting the event on floor, so you can mention the floor link here of your event. If it's happening in person, you can turn on the toggle button and enter the city and venue name. Once you have added these details, for adding an hybrid event, all you need to do is turn on the toggle button for virtual mode and in person mode both. Here, you would be mentioning the time zone along with the joining link on which the hybrid event would be streamed. And for in person mode, once you turn on the toggle button, you would be need to mention the details of the location. So for example, here I am turning on the toggle button and I'll enter the city name, the venue name of the event where it's happening and click on submit. Details, please do not forget to click onto the submit button to save and submit the information that is added. Also to mention, you need to add the image or the logo of your event here. Once added, you can click on upload. You can also see the event page URL here available if you wish to ever check it out. Then we have event details. Now, event details are minute or micro details that you add about your event. Again, you can add your event logo here. You would be able to see the event page URL onto the right hand side. Now, the first thing that we see here is the event short name. For example, your event has a short name, you can add that here. The maximum characters mentioned can be 50 characters. You can add an event punchline, whatever is your unique punchline, you can add it here. Then we have event highlights, which can be minimum 3 and maximum 5. Then we have estimated visitors and exhibitors that are coming onto the event. Ahead we go, we can mention the event category and industry. These can be maximum up to 2. Please choose the relevant category and industry from the drop down option available here. Then we have focus topics and services. These focus topics will be minute topics and services that will be broadcasted, discussed, or exhibited onto the event. This can be up to 10. Then we have official event website. So you can add the official event website, Facebook page link, Twitter page link. You can add the iOS app link or Android app link if any. You can also mention your unique hashtags here. Uh, The maximum allowed are 2. Once you have added all these details, you can click onto the submit button and submit the details. Now, the second option onto the left hand side under the content section is agenda and schedule. Now, agenda and schedule is basically the area wherein you will be adding the agenda of your event. For example, your first session is an introductory session. In that, you need to add the session. You need to mention the title, the type. If it's happening online, you can mention the link. If you're having your event on floor, you can click onto or create floor. You can mention the title, the type, the participants. Under the participants, you will be mentioning the speaker, moderator, or host details. Here, you can add the same. Once you have added, you can add the date, the timing, the start time and end time, description of the session that's going to be happening, a welcome video if it's happening on floor, a background image if it's happening on floor, also a logo if it's and schedule. Now, agenda and schedule is basically the area wherein you will be adding the agenda of your event. For example, your first session is an introductory session. In that, you need to add the session. You need to mention the title, the type. If it's happening online, you can mention the link. If you're having your event on floor, you can click onto or create floor. You can mention the title, the type, the participants. Under the participants, you will be mentioning the speaker, moderator, or host details. Here, you can add the same. Once you have added, you can add the date, the timing, the start time and end time, description of the session that's going to be happening, a welcome video, on the timings mentioned. As you can see, it will be appearing in ascending to descending order of time. Then we have tickets and prices. Under tickets and prices, you will be able to see all the tickets and prices mentioned. If you wish to add the event ticket, all you need to do is click on to add new. You can choose a free ticket or a paid ticket. Here you can mention the ticket type, then you can mention the description, the currency, price, quantity, and access. If you're going to restrict the access to any of the areas on floor, you can do it from here. Then submit. If it's a free ticket, you need to click on free, then ticket type, description, currency, quantity, and restricting access for floor can be done from here. Then you can submit the ticket and it will appear under the ticket section just like this. We also have a section called exhibitor booth cost under the tickets and prices. Here you would be able to mention the booth type or area along with the name, currency and price. Once you have mentioned the same, you can click on submit. After this, you would be able to choose the next option, that is editions. Edition is basically the number of the edition of that particular event. If the event has happened 7 times in the past, you can mention that this is the eighth edition of the particular event. Edition number gives a great impact onto the audience as it shows that successful editions in the past have happened and they show more interest into the event. Then we have photos and docs. Under photos and docs, you would be able to add the photos and documents of the particular event. Now you can add a background image, event logo, introductory video. You can also add a high resolution flow wrap banner. These images will appear while we preview the event page, also when a person visits your event page. If we go ahead, you can add photos. You can add more photos of the event. You can add videos, documents, etc. Then the next section that we have is exhibitors. Under exhibitors, you would be able to add exhibitors of the event. For adding an exhibitor, you need to click on Add Exhibitor, mention the company name, website, category. For example, it's the food category, logo, address, location, and email. Once added, click on Add Exhibitor, and your exhibitor will be showing under the list of exhibitors, just like this. You can also bulk import the exhibitors. For that, you need to click on Bulk Import, download the sample file, and mention all the details as mentioned. The mandatory detail that we need is the company name. Once you have saved the file, it should be in XLS or CSV format. You can import the file by clicking on Import Exhibitor Data. Once imported, it will show under the Exhibitor section if approved. Then we have the Speakers section. On the speakers section, you need to add a speaker. For adding a speaker, you can enter the social profile that can be LinkedIn or WordPress. Then you can mention the speaker's full name, title, speaker's email, and introductory video along with the speaker's image. The speaker can also be bulk imported. For that, you need to click on bulk import. Again, download the sample file, mention the details. Here, the mandatory details need to be name and title, and import in XLS or CSV format. If the data is validated and reviewed, it would be showing under the speakers section. Also, under the speakers section, you can change the order of the speakers according to their hierarchy, importance, etc. You can also copy from the previous editions to the latest editions all the details. This saves your time. You can also change the status of publishing, unpublishing, or deleting any of the specific speakers that you want. On the above, you can search by name, by title. You can also choose by editions. If you wish to apply any kind of filter, you can do from here. The last that we have here is sponsors. With sponsors, you would be able to see and add the sponsors of your event. For adding a sponsor, you can click on Add Sponsor, mention the name, website, and the title type from the drop down, also the sponsor logo. Once mentioned, you can click on Submit, and the sponsor will show under the sponsor list. You can also copy from latest edition. You can change the order according to hierarchy and importance. You can change title and change status. You can also see the different editions and their sponsors. You can search by name and title. I hope this video was helpful in adding and enriching details under the content section. Thank you.